All right, this show is brought to you by justinform.com. People. My name is Tim Black. Welcome to it. Go to justinform.com, become a member of a social media site that does not steal your data, doesn't track you across the internet. Go do it. All right. All right, here we go. Get that Justin Form logo up there real quick. What's all of this stuff? There we go. We'll get rid of this one. Get rid of that one. And where am I? Why am I not on the screen yet? What's going on? Here we go. Give it up for that. I'm back. Okay, we look good. All right. Everything looks fine, guys. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Welcome to Freedom Friday. This is the show where you get to call up and you get to become a part of the show. 319-527-6212. Phone number's right here on the screen for you guys. There you go. There it is. Wow. So we're going to talk about a number of things tonight for my monologue, sort of like the entry point for the show to get the juices flowing and loosen everybody up a little bit. I kind of get the ball rolling. Callers get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minutes. That's the max, okay? As we want to move it around and make sure more people get an opportunity to have a say. 319-527-6212 is the phone number. It's the number you dial. So, wow, okay. Looks like we're good to go. Just want to before I start, let me just say, yesterday I did a hell of a show, guys. A hell of a show yesterday because I had a hell of a guest set up by a hell of a lady named Teslin Figueroa, who brought on a guest for me by the name of Louis L. Reed from an organization called Cut 50. This is about prison reform, criminal justice reform. So, guys, go to my YouTube channel to check out the video. I also uploaded it on Facebook. All right, so it's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. I know some people do not like going to YouTube. All right, well, it's on Facebook, guys. So thank you, and go check it out. Bam. All right, so I'm hoping everybody gets this. I hope everyone gets it. You know what? Look, guys, this is real time because this is going to be real time. Because what I have to do is I got to let Instagram know what we're about to do because we're about to go on a little, I'm about to say a little something video, and it's not, I'm about to tell you. All right, guys, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to talk to my people on Instagram and invite them to come on over to YouTube because I'm about to go on a rant to start my Freedom Friday show where they can call in at 319-527-6212. They can call in and be a part of the conversation because I'm about to go on a rant about Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, and the Charlottesville verdict. All right? So that's 3 things that I think most people are kind of interested in. So come on over to YouTube and check out the live stream. All right, so let's see if that's going to work. All right, guys, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to talk to my people on Instagram. There we go. Come on over and join the show on YouTube. Tim Black. Tim Black Show, Freedom Friday, right? Gotta put Freedom Friday. All right. And say that's on Twitter. And I don't even have the link to it, but what the hell? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to share it. You know, that's bad. Well, you know what? They don't let me put links anyway. They don't let you do links on Instagram. They wouldn't want you to get, you to be able to drive people back to where you want them to. They want you to keep people on Instagram. So like how all of it works, right? So that's the deal. All right, guys. So first thing, I want to start off with Kevin Hart. Yes, right. I'm going to wade right into the dangerous water. This is the dangerous water. It's got bricks and car motors and down utility lines and all that in this water. And your brother Tim Black is about to walk out into it. Because you know what, man? No weapon formed against me shall hurt me. That's right, because I'm armed with the truth. I'm about to speak truth to power. Check this out. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Kevin Hart, he recently had to turn down maybe the biggest role of his career. And the reason why I say the biggest role of his career is because, well, he's a comedian. And for a comedian in the United States to really be on top of your game, I mean, in a way that separates you from 98% of all comedians, maybe even more than that. 99% of all, maybe 99.5 of all comedians who have ever lived is the ability to host the Oscars. That's how big hosting the Oscars is. That's what it means to host the Oscars. All right? Hosting the Oscars is a huge deal. In fact, many of your favorite comedians haven't even done it yet. It's that big a deal. So Kevin Hart was given the opportunity to host the Oscars, and he ended up having to relinquish that opportunity or turn it down. And I think basically he turned it down out of embarrassment, because it's better to say, okay, you know what, get somebody else than to have it taken from you. But for purposes of this rant, let's go ahead and admit that he only gave it back because they was going to take it back. We were going to go ahead and be honest about that. He gave it back because they was going to take it back. It's like a Jedi mind trick. When you can't have something that you want, you act like you don't want it. It kind of eases the pain a little bit from not being able to have it. Some of you may have experienced this in your love lives. I ain't want to be with you no way. Yeah, perfect shape having, beautiful hair having, great job and life having. You're just too perfect anyway. I don't like perfect. I like problems. That's what I like. I like problems. Everybody don't want perfect. So anyway, back to this, guys. Now, the reason why Kevin Hart had to give back this opportunity that he definitely was looking forward to doing was because some things resurfaced. Some things resurfaced from his past where he made jokes and comments on Twitter, which are jokes because he's a comedian, about gays, the LGBTQ community, okay? And people were upset about him because to the new people, I guess they had never heard of them before. They just don't know they exist. They're new to it. They didn't know that Kevin made jokes about gay people. Of course, he makes jokes about black people and white people and short people and tall people and fat people and all types of people, but I guess they never heard him make jokes about gay people, okay? Because he's made jokes about everybody, Eskimos, people his height, people my height, people, with one eye, people with big stomachs, people with no stomach. Like, he's made jokes pretty much about everybody. I mean, Kevin Hart has been on a run in the last decade that's been, like, he's hit everybody. And regardless of what you think about his comedy, I'm just saying he talks about everyone. But for some people, they had no idea that Kevin Hart actually made jokes about gay people. So here's the deal, guys. These comments once again, the language has to change. When you're a comedian, you don't make comments, you make jokes. Comedians don't make comments, they make jokes. That's what they do. They make jokes. Now, singers sing songs. They sing songs with melody. They sing la 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 la. Comedians, they make jokes. That's what comedians do. That's their job. That's their profession. That's what they do for a living. That's who they are. They make jokes. So the jokes that they made, that Kevin Hart made, people have said they were very insensitive. In fact, some people even said they were wrong. Now, to them, this is what I have to say. To all those people. It's about time that somebody called out the force, this force of the LGBTQ mafia. Yeah, it's about time somebody called it out. It's about time somebody stood up to it and said, you know what? No one wants anyone to feel small, but if while you're defending yourself from not feeling small, you make other people small, then what are you doing? You're trading your supposed what's the word? Your supposed place of not being accepted to make other people unaccepted. You're taking and you're saying, okay, these people made me feel powerless. Now I'm going to make these people feel powerless. And that's not exactly what we think, or I think that you should be doing. I don't think that gay people should be LGBTQ people that started this thing with Kevin Hart. I think that you do a disservice to what I thought you were trying to do, which was equality. Equality doesn't mean people never make jokes about you. Equality doesn't mean that people have to shut the hell up and kiss your butt. Equality means you get treated like everybody else. That's all it means. It means people are going to occasionally make a joke about you. That's what it's called, to be equal. You're equal when people treat you like they treat everybody else. And being treated like everybody else is people commenting on you. It's people making jokes about you. That is what being equal means. To be black is not to mean no one can ever make a black joke. It just means that it shouldn't be done with a spirit of hatred. And you should be able to know the difference between someone saying, man, you brothers, man, y'all sure be worried about lotion. Oh, you brothers, man, you was playing that DMX. Like, these are not jokes that are made to destroy people. It's not a joke about like slavery, or if you're Jewish, it's not a joke about the Holocaust. There's certain things, and if you want to try to pull that joke off, fine, go at it. Have at it, homie. All I'm saying is what Kevin Hart said was a personal joke that he had coined up, but it wasn't about an entire group of people and saying that they were less than human, that they were less than something else. But once again, it's a joke. If you don't find it funny, you don't laugh. But then again, since it's a 10-year-old joke, I think we should have some type of moratorium on what can be considered bad taste. Because what was in 10 years ago is not in now. I don't think that Kevin Hart of 10 years ago would have made the same jokes he made 10 years ago. And not to mention, Kevin Hart had already said, hey, guys, I apologize for those jokes if it hurt anybody's feelings. He'd already said that. How many times does a person have to say, hey, man, I'm sorry I said that. I can't go back in the time machine and erase what I said. I deleted what I said, but I can't go back and erase that I ever said it because people like to use it against me. See, if all you're going to do is go back into people's past who said something you didn't like and use it, you're not taking into account who they are now and what they have said now. Okay? All that being said, a joke is a joke is a joke. We should all be able to take a joke. If you don't like someone's joke, how about not going to see this show? That's what I think you should do. But to take away with someone who's worked so hard to get. And look, I know, I'm pretty sure, like I don't know Kevin Hart, right? Never met Kevin Hart, but I got a feeling he wouldn't even want me to talk about this. He's like, look, just let it go, because he wants to operate within the framework of being high profile. He wants to operate within the framework of being mainstream, where he has to care about people like Ed Krasenstein or whatever his name is, and him and his brother. these people who love to cannibalize you for things you did in the past. So there's two things here before we get off this topic. One of them is learn to take a joke. There's a difference between making a joke and ruining or trying to be vicious and rip away any respect, any humanity from an individual. I think there's a difference between the two. And if you can't find a difference between the two, I suggest choosing different comedians to listen to. That's what I suggest. And the other thing is this. When you start bullying people like this guy Krasenstein, and don't get me wrong, I followed this guy on Twitter. I had no idea this was what he was about. Krasenstein, whatever his name is, Ed Krasenstein. He said, well, what Kevin said was wrong. It was just wrong. Talking about jokes. What Kevin said was wrong. It's just wrong. And, okay, we should accept his apology, but he needs to give his apology in a better way, and he needs to prove that he's sorry. You better be lucky that was Kevin Hart you were talking to, because, Ed, I would have told you to take your Twitter handle, right? Take the whole Twitter handle. Do whatever you need to do. Prep it with lube, whatever works for you, and shove that Twitter handle as far as humanly possible up your ass. Because, see, you don't get to tell me what I must prove to you. No one needs to prove anything to you. And for the record, it's just as Charlie Peach pointed out, because Charlie Peach hit me up, and she's like, look at this article I wrote on Medium. So it's a great article on Medium that breaks this all down to a very lowest common denominator. Charlie Peach does a great job of doing that. And she says, you know, these people that are complaining, such as Ed Krasenstein, about Kevin Hart's words 10 years ago, are the same people that were glorifying George H.W. Bush, who is responsible, arguably, for hundreds of thousands of gay men and gay women who died due to the AIDS virus. Because back when there was an opportunity to wrap our hands around it as a nation, George H.W. Bush decided not to do anything. Back when he could have made it a health emergency, the AIDS virus, he decided not to do that. So you will kiss George H.W. Bush's passed away, gone from this earth ass all week, and never mention how he failed the LGBTQ community explicitly. See, Kevin Hart making a joke, he has no power. He can't control your life expectancy. He's not in control of if you get medical coverage or medical treatment, if there's going to be clinics, if there's going to be supplies, prophylactics, whatever, any type of sexual devices to help people remain safe, to have safe sex. But George H.W. Bush was. And yet it's a damn shame when people are more punitive or more pissed off or more angry or more fake outraged with a comedian for 10-year-old jokes and 70 characters, 140 characters on Twitter than they are a president who decided that your lives or the lives of your cousins or lives of people in your community weren't worth a damn. But you want me to ride with you about Kevin Hart. No, I will not ride with you about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's a comedian. George H.W. Bush was the president. You don't get to hold Kevin Hart to a higher standard, even though it's stupid because he's a comedian, but to a higher standard than the damn president of the United States. Now take that. And anyone who disagrees can call up. The phone number is 319-527-6212. Yeah, and I stand by it. I stand by it. And I'm not apologizing. And the reason why Kevin Hart probably wasn't going to apologize originally, he said he wasn't, because he's like, I've already done this. How many times I got to keep apologizing for the same thing? Kevin Hart plays by the rules for the most part, and he wants to be accepted in the mainstream, so he was willing to fall on the sword, but you guys just take it too far. And so anyway, next. How many people know about Tyler Perry movies? You may have saw a Tyler Perry movie, or you may have, I don't know. I've seen a few Tyler Perry movies. Tyler Perry is interesting, and he's talented, and he's incredible in his entrepreneurialism, okay? He's also somewhat biblical in his philanthropy. Hey, the guy knows how to give away a few dollars. God knows how to give away money. He does it a lot. Him and Oprah give away some money. Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Ellen DeGeneres. Kings and queens are giving away money. That's what they are. So now, Tyler Perry recently did this once again, and this is the video I saw when I woke up about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry put this out. I saw it on Twitter. I retweeted it, and I want to share it with you. This is what Tyler Perry said. All right?
Secret these days. So I was trying to do this anonymously, but due to some circumstances, y'all know how nothing stays secret these days. So I just wanted to go ahead and tell you, if you have a layaway at the Walmart at 844 Cleveland Avenue in East Point, Georgia, in Atlanta, or if you have a layaway at the Walmart at 7001 Concourse Parkway in Douglasville, Georgia, if you have a layaway at either place, and it was in there as of 9:30 this morning, it was already in layaway before 9:30 this morning, I have paid for all of your layaways for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. You got to go into the Walmart, get your layaway, pay a penny, 1 penny, and you get your layaway. I know it's hard times. A lot of people are struggling. I'm just really, really grateful to be able to be in a position to do this. So God bless you. Go get your stuff. Merry Christmas.
All right. So we good? Okay. So I watched this clip, right? And like most of you are probably watching it, I was thinking, all right, man. All right, that's nice. You know, that is amazingly generous of Tyler Perry to do that. And I'm sure that there's some people right now, man, who are going to find out. They're going to go in and they're going to try to pay their money because they ain't going to watch this. They ain't going to be on Twitter. And they're going to go to try to pay for their Walmart layaway. And they're going to be like, oh, man, that's a penny. And she's going to be in a purse like counting the money. And she's going to be like, well, how much? A penny. A penny? Just 1 cent, ma'am. And then the lady, the cashier, is going to be able to tell the lady who's looking through her purse this whole story. And I'm sure the woman, the mother, or whoever had the layaway is going to be like, wow, what? You know, she's going to freak out, man, because Tyler Perry paid for her stuff. Right? So that's going to be amazing. And I just thought, like, this is great for the people that work there, the joy they get to share with the people as they pick up their stuff. And, of course, it's amazing for the people who are picking up the stuff because they get to save the money and they can use it other ways for their family. Okay? So that's amazing. And that's why I thought this was great. This is a great thing. And shouts out and props to Tyler Perry. And also was kind of something else I noted was that he said he wanted to do it anonymously, but I guess somebody at Walmart told somebody. He didn't say it, but it seemed like somebody ran their mouth. So he's like, look, well, if y'all going to tell, I'm going to tell for y'all tell. Shit. If somebody going to tell, it's going to be me. I know some of you are thinking like, Tim Black, why is this a rant, man? This is not a rant material. Rants are usually things that people are pissed off about. Well, hold on. Here we go. I'm getting to it. Let me explain. We got to start being able to see through people whose only goal is to be as disagreeable as humanly possible. Yeah, we're going to have to start looking through these people that everything is horrible. And everything must be made to be disgustingly bad. This is particularly true in the black community with these people on digital platforms who make content. And I'm talking very specifically in this case about Dr. Boyce Watkins. See, some of you who watch this don't know who Dr. Boyce Watkins is. That's okay. You don't need to know. What you need to know is what he did. See, what Dr. Boyce Watkins did was he did a 45-minute live stream about how this wasn't nothing. Oh, Tyler Perry ain't nothing. This is not good for black people to give black people free money off Walmart. Oh, no, horrible, horrible Tyler Perry. This ain't nothing. This ain't no good. Who cares? This guy, Dr. Boyce Watkins, he talked for about 45 minutes. The first 10 minutes, 12 minutes, just trying to get to his point about how bad Tyler Perry was. Or, oh, no. First he was, how nice he was to Tyler Perry. Then I guess he looked at his comments. He's like, well, I guess I could talk bad about him now because everybody's ready. And he made it a problem that Tyler Perry gave these people some free gifts. First of all, they weren't free because people put money down on them already. In order to get a layaway, you got to put something down, I think. So people had already put some money down. Well, to Dr. Boyce Watkins, it was bad. It was negative. It was not good for people to get this gift. Because, see, Dr. Boyce Watkins thinks that philanthropy is a waste of time and these people would be better served, that this is not going to help their lives because they're just going to spend it on toys. Well, first of all, you are a sad loser, Dr. Boyce Watkins, that you are in this place, this sunken place, where everything that anyone does for black people has to be bad, and that you have to take a dump on everything, Dr. Boyce, that you must take a dump on everything. That is the sound. That sounds like a brittle spirit. To quote Dave Chappelle, that's a man with a brittle spirit right there. Someone who has to hit everything. But see, really what it is it's a marketing strategy. See, there are certain people who feel so down and frustrated with life that when Dr. Boyce Watkins shits on everything, they agree, they feel that way because that's how they feel about life right now. Right now, they're up against the wall so badly that people like Dr. Boyce Watkins and many others, they prey on your feeling of frustration. This happens to all people. I've seen people do it in politics. They prey on the frustration and the angst of the people in order to gain notoriety and to get them to sign up for whatever. They use it. It is a mechanism. It is a strategy to focus on the negative of life in order to get people to follow you. And people who are upset will follow that because they're negative right now. Something's negative going on. So that's Dr. Boyce Watkins. And that's my theory. That's what I believe to be true about this man. But here's the thing, guys. No one who puts stuff on layaway at Walmart is a rich person. Can we just say that? Can we admit to that? I mean, come on, man. Walmart's got some stuff's okay, but it ain't rich people. Like, rich people don't be going to put stuff on layaway at Walmart. If somebody well-to-do has money, they might buy something from Walmart, and that's kind of a stretch. But they may buy something from Walmart, but they're not going to be putting stuff on layaway. Layaway is something that people use who just don't have the disposable income. And just because someone puts something on layaway at Walmart does not mean it was a bunch of toys. People buy clothes at Walmart, Dr. Boyce. People buy clothes, they buy dishes, they buy detergents, they buy a lot of different things. They buy a lot of home essentials from Walmart. Now, I would have agreed with you if you would have said, I wish Tyler Perry would not have done this for Walmart because Walmart don't need any more of our money. See, that's a good point. That right there, that is a good point. I respect that point of view. That point of view sounds good to me. But when you make it about the people are bad, the people should do better with their money than to buy stuff for Christmas, you live in a country that's a capitalistic country. You are not leaving anytime soon. Dr. Boyce, you can feel free to leave if that's what you would like to do, but I don't think you're leaving anytime soon. People want stuff. It's the culture of America, baby. Why are you taking a dump on people for wanting stuff? You should be focusing your anger on the 1% who make it so that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. See, that would have been a better live stream for you to have. Your live stream should have been, look at these people on Walmart, layaway. We live in a country, the richest country in the world, the richest country in the history of countries, and we have all these people who can't even afford to buy a gift or to buy a jumpsuit or to buy baby clothes or to buy a hamper or to buy a dish rag, that they have to put stuff on layaway. In the richest country in the world, they have to put stuff on layaway. See, that would have been a live stream that would have been political. It would have been radical for you to speak truth to power. But instead, you did that old soft shoe where you take a dump on the poor people and make the poor people be mad at themselves. See? See? Blame the poor people for being poor people and not being able to see through the system of how Tyler Perry is enabling you to be poor. No, you know what's enabling them to be poor? Tax breaks for the rich. Yeah, that's an enabler. Inflation, that's an enabler. Jobs going overseas, that's an enabler. Globalism, that's an enabler. These trade agreements that are lopsided as hell, well, actually, they're the right side. It's just that we're getting screwed on the backside. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's really a point that could be made. But as usual, Dr. Boyce Watkins and many others, they miss the damn boat. Okay? For the record, what Tyler Perry did will not change the world. But it may change a few hours or a day for some families. And according to my friend in Georgia, Charlie Peach, according to her, these two particular Walmarts in Georgia are located where there are a lot of people that look like Tyler Perry who probably would need it or could use it. So basically, it's not a downtown in the affluent shopping district, as if any Walmart's really in a high rent district, but it's in a location where it's located, people could probably really use it. And I just think it's sad, folks, where people they want to build a name or following or make money off the backs of poor people. Meanwhile, blaming poor people for being poor people. What Tyler Perry did will not change the world. Philanthropy is not what's needed, ultimately. But I will never begrudge someone for being a philanthropist. I know we need government policies. We do. We need government policies. We need education. We need schooling. We need opportunity. We need business loans. We need a lot of things to open up, right? But we also could use. Everybody deserves a break today. And if someone gives someone a break, that's a good thing. We don't have to be so rancid and toxic that we take a dump on every little thing. So that's my piece on that. That's my piece on that. Okay? So last thing I'll say is, shame on you, Boyce Watkins. Shame on you. Tyler Perry, what you did was a good thing, sir. We appreciate you taking time out. I know you do more than just give people gift cards on Walmart. You've done more than that, I'm sure. But Dr. Boyce Watkins don't care about that. See, Dr. Boyce Watkins saw that Tyler Perry was trending. He said, well, I'm going to jump on Tyler Perry. I'm going to talk about Tyler Perry in a negative way because that's my angle. That's my lane. That's what he did. Tyler Perry, what you did, and you don't need me to tell you. I'm sure there's many other people who will show up at that Walmart and realize that you helped them be able to put a little bit more money on that bill that's been hanging around, because now they don't need to pay this other bill. And I know that no one's buying Jordan and spinning rims at the Walmart. But dumbass Boyce, who I don't know what, he may have a PhD, but he don't have any basic common sense that these people don't buy those types of things at Walmart. Walmart doesn't sell Maddens. Well, they do sell Madden, but they don't sell Jordans, the Air Jordans. They don't sell like, Gucci. You ain't getting no Gucci at the Walmart, baby. So calm down, all right? Don't worry, they're going to still be poor, boys, and they can go to your boot camp and learn how to invest and learn how to be fly like you boys. All right. Now, last but not least, hang in there. One more thing. Let me get some water. I'm on one. I'm on one, guys. I'm on one. Tim Black. I'm charged up. Now, here goes my last one, guys, and then we're going to go to phone calls, okay? Charlottesville, guys. Charlottesville. And I got it here somewhere. Oh, here we go. His name. Now, everyone knows about Charlottesville. Heather Heyer was a young woman who was run over by a white supremacist in Charlottesville. I don't call him a white supremacist because I just love calling people white supremacists. I call him that because that's what he said he was. He said he was a white supremacist, okay? So if you say, I'm a white supremacist, I'm going to take you at your word. I'm not going to sit around trying to argue with people over what you want to call yourself. He wants to call himself one. I'm pretty sure that he has a reason for that. Okay, so the white supremacist who ran over and killed Heather Heyer was just found guilty today. Found guilty of murder. And a bunch of other charges as well that I didn't even know he was facing. James Alex Fields Jr. was found guilty of killing Heather Heyer when he plowed his car into a group of counter-protesters last year at the Unite the Right rally. Fields, who's only 21, was convicted on all counts, including first-degree murder, aggravated malicious wounding, 3 counts of malicious wounding, and 1 hit and run count for injuring dozens of others with his vehicle. See, James Fields didn't just kill Heather Heyer. He hurt a lot of other people as well. One of the worst things about Charlottesville, what happened there, was the number of people who tried to defend the actions of a man who ran over people that he did not know, who had done nothing to him. I said they tried to defend it as if him, I don't know, them being counter-protesters means that their lives can be taken or their lives no longer matter. James Fields broke one man's pelvis. Could have killed many other people. Many other people were horribly hurt by James Fields. I don't care what his motivation was, but I can tell you this, the jury was not buying his defense that he was afraid. See, people who are afraid, they back up. People who are afraid back away from problems. They don't drive, 100 feet, almost the length of a football field, to a stopped group of people and run them over. That is what James Fields did. So James Fields was found guilty today. He's facing up to 20 years to life in prison for the murder charge. The sentencing is expected to begin on Monday, where 8 victims of the attack will provide their testimony. There is no winners in situations like this. Okay? There is no winner. No one wins because this guy gets to go to jail. It may be justice in one way, but it doesn't bring back Heather Heyer. It's not a real win. A win would be James Fields being able to go back in time and not do it. Just decide, hey, I disagree with these people. I feel the way I feel. I'm a white supremacist, but I'm not going to run over people in order to prove my point. I'm just going to turn my car around and run the other way. See? That's all he had to do. Run the other way. My purpose of talking about this is not to relitigate Charlottesville. I'm sure that you feel the way you feel about Charlottesville. I feel the way I feel about Charlottesville. What I am saying is that it's one thing to be disagreeable or to disagree with someone. It's another thing to take matters into your own hands and inflict bodily harm on another individual. That goes for protesters and counter-protesters alike. What I do not like, what I not like is not good enough. I need a better term. What I find totally irreprehensible, what I find totally disgusting and devoid of character is a man or woman who's such a coward that they would do such a brazen act of running down people as if they were, you don't even run down animals. No one runs down dogs. At least you shouldn't run down dogs. I don't know, where do you run down? A cup in the middle of the road? I don't know. We move our will for squirrels. I mean, come on, what do we run over that's okay to run over? Look, if you decided that you were going to run over human beings as if they didn't matter, as if they didn't have parents or mothers or children or cousins or neighbors or jobs or lives to live, for you to do that, as if you are Billy Badass, as if you are a gutsy fighter for whatever white supremacist organization you belong to, as if you are some type of hero, like you are a soldier. Okay, fine. I mean, it's not fine, but okay, I get you. you're really committed to this shit you're on. Okay, fine. But for you to turn around and then try to play victim, or for you to turn around and try to fall on someone's sympathy as if somebody needs to give you a break. Any break that you were going to be given should have began with your brake pedal, sir. Don't act like a tough guy in Charlottesville and run over unarmed human beings and now act like a little scared little pussycat when it's time to pay the piper. If you're going to do the crime, get the time. If you're going to run over innocent people, be prepared. If you live, and you live, I didn't see you trying not to live. You got your ass right out that car when they came to get you. Don't give me that, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't believe it, I was afraid. No, don't give me that. That only works for cops. And it only works with a certain demographic of U.S. citizens who believe that people with guns and vests and walkie-talkies where they can call more cops are so afraid they got to shoot unarmed people in the back 12, 15 times. Or people laying on the ground 12, 15 times. Like, there's only a small percentage of us who really think that. But it's our system that lets them get away with it. But those jurors, for whatever reason, they didn't let you pass because you are not a cop. Your ass is just a flop. All right, now. All right. Yeah. We're about to go to phone calls, guys. Thank you, everybody who tuned into tonight's show. Just so you know, this show is not brought to you by the DNC or the GOP. It's brought to you by viewers like yourselves, people who value this content. I want to thank everybody on Periscope, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook. I thank you guys for tuning into the show. Now, this is the part. It's easy for me. I get to sit back and I get to just watch the clock and hit caller and introduce people. Because now the floor is open to you guys. 319-527-6212. Call up. Hey, it's your world, and let's make this show a special show. A shout out to everybody who's in the queue. We're going to phone lines now. I'll just try to take phone calls in the order in which they came in. My first phone call is from a 262 number. 262, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, I'm Zachary Teachin. Zachary, I'm from Wisconsin. I just was wondering, when are you going to talk to Kyle Kalinske again? When are you going to have a conversation with him?
Talk to Kyle Kalinske?
Yeah, when are you going to have another conversation with him?
Damn, dude. I don't know, man. Kyle's somebody I have no problems talking to. Maybe next time we hook up, man. We talked on Twitter like a couple weeks ago, but or last week or so. But yeah. Kyle's a good guy. All right, brother.
All right, thank you.
You got it now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Kyle's a good guy, man. You know, everybody's got their own style and their own vantage point. But Kyle and I, we agree on like 85, 90% of things. So yeah, man. Shout out to Kyle Kalinske and Secular Talk. I've been on his channel. He's been on my channel, and it was really cool, man, for him to come hang out, man. So it's all good, Kyle Kalinske. Yeah. And he did a good job with Jesse Peterson too. I meant to tell him that. All right, I'm gonna go to the next call. It's a 11111 number. You are live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your number? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. Hi, Tim Gannon from Brooklyn, New York.
All right, brother. All right, brother.
That's good to know. That's good. Anyways, things I want to talk about regarding the whole thing about the Kevin Hart, the Herbert Walker Bush, of course. Things I want to talk about is that Mueller released a memo about Michael Flynn, which is he's not serving any jail time, even though his sentences start by December 17th. I'm not sure what's going to happen to him, of course, and not just him, but of course there's Michael Cohen, who's not having any sentence time. Well, maybe he is a bit only subsidental or something like that, but still no collusion, of course, and we all know Manafort, still no collusion except still lied about whatever context there is, but otherwise, I'm sick and tired of the media treating like Manafort as a punching bag. I'm not a fan of the guy, even though he's pretty shady and pretty criminalistic with his money laundering or anything, the kind of stuff he was doing. But otherwise, tactics like that against these people is just plain disgusting. And Mueller, he's the dirtiest rat in the world ever known. And the thing is, I really wish there is a second special counsel to not just investigate Clintons, but maybe investigate Obama officials along with Mueller and whatever who's going against on Trump with the disgusting tactics and everything. And yeah, pretty much these things, but also the fact that this whole Russiagate thing, it's getting old and it's never going to end because they want a soft coup d'etat against Trump, and that's just childishly disgusting and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it what I could say. But also, to wrap things up, I hope you start a No Sellout show. I hope you bring in Aaron Matei into your show. I want to see how you two get along, especially about Luke Harding from last week with that fake Guardian report. And also, I don't want to brag too much. I hope you invite Terrell Warwick, a.k.a. Sticks Hexenhammer 666, to your show too. And I hope you two get along together and about the censorship and everything. But I do thank you for your time and have a nice day.
All right, brother. Thank you for the phone call. Do I have a comment for that? I don't know, man. Aaron Matei, I heard good things about what he's done. I'm going to be honest, I didn't get a chance to check out his response to that article, the Guardian article. Now, you know how I felt about it. If you don't know, I did a piece on it. I did a video about it, but also did some tweets about it. Follow me on Twitter, Real Tim Black, if you're not already. But yeah, I don't think I met Aaron. Like, I've been out covering events. I ran into some Real News people, but Aaron, I don't think Aaron was there. And I heard he left the Real News, right? Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next call. 202. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? Hey, how you doing? You're live, 202. Did you want to make a comment, 202? Take that as a no. I can't hear you. Maybe your connection's bad, 202. Call me back, 202. All right? Call me back. 704, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Jay Kush from Carolina. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Busy. Hello. Congratulations to the new addition to the family, Tim. Great. So now we get to call you Granddad Bartender.
That's right, man. That's it.
Little bundle of joy. Looks adorable. Happy for you. Happy for your family, man.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, man. So, what were we talking about tonight? Well, you were mentioning about that guy, Boyce Watkins. I had to look him up because I wanted to see what color he was. Just because of the fact that when you started talking about the whole thing with Tyler Perry, I was like, this kind of is starting to come off a little Lee Peterson-ish. Because it's just like, why help those people? You're just going to make them worse. You're just gonna, and it's just like, it sounds like he's biting off that tree. Where it's just like, oh, he has that little, like, group of people where it's like, oh, he's the good one. I can listen to him. He's one of those types. And I'm just like, I get sick and tired of those people, the Candace Owenses and stuff like that. It's just like, how many times y'all going to sell us out before y'all know that, y'all going to get thrown out in the trash just like with the rest of us? And it's just, it's shameful, it's sad, and it's like, when you're talking about, individuals or groups who don't deserve handouts, I know a lot of individuals and groups that don't deserve handouts. I mean, billion-dollar corporations that take subsidies from the government, they don't deserve fucking handouts, but they get them. Companies that send their headquarters overseas so that they don't have to pay our fucking taxes. They don't deserve fucking handouts. Let's see, companies like GM, who we save their asses with our own tax money. I mean, what do? Lay off people. They don't deserve our fucking help, but yet we give it to them. But no one wants to mention that, and it's frustrating because you're punching down, dude. And not only are you punching down on your own people. And that's like that Fox News shit that I can't stand. It's like, I want to be able to call you a nigger, but I don't want to be, attacked for it. So let me get a black guy on here. Let me pay him, and then he can do it for me. You know what I mean? Kind of like what the Redskins did when they got that Ruben guy from the Redskins, the one who apparently beat his girlfriend, and they didn't want to the owners didn't have the balls to be like, yeah, we know he beat up women and he has issues with anger, but look at that tackle. Look at his play. He's a good linebacker. And the sad part is that's the one thing I hate about the NFL. The NFL is one of those areas where it's you wish you could have more help with situations like Colin Kaepernick, but you have so many people who have come from nothing, and it's you ain't fucking up my money. Shit. Sorry. I mean, you can kneel and get kicked out, but it ain't going to be my business. I'm making this money. And then they will not admit to the fact that, we'll take abusers and rapists and all types of stuff like Greg Hardy and his ridiculous ass, but yet you have one guy take a kneel for, black African Americans and people of color getting shot by cops indiscriminately. Oh, he's too controversial. We can't have that. So that's ridiculous on one end. And then the whole situation with Kevin Hart, it's you got to be damn near a fortune teller now to be a comedian. Didn't fucking Eddie Murphy make jokes about this back in the 80s? You remember the whole fucking Mr. T in the ass joke back when he did Raw? You're freaking Eddie Griffin, he made jokes about it. If you attacked every comedian for shit that, you're deciding to have a stance for now, it's going to be a pretty bland-ass comedy show. Seriously. We're all going to be here stuck with what? What was that dude? Dane Cook? Listen to his ass all goddamn day. That'll be the only person we'd be able to listen to. So it's let's freaking be honest here with ourselves. I mean, it's comedy. It's an art. One of my favorite, I think, comedians mentioned, Patrice O'Neal said that comedy is not supposed to be funny for everybody. Comedy is supposed to leave half the people amused and the other half horrified. That's just how it works. That's how it works. And lastly, with a lot of this faux outrage, because I'll be honest with you, I was just doing some reading about this, and you remember how long it took for both Obama and Hillary Clinton to actually be cool with gay marriage. Oh, but there's nobody talking about that shit. I was looking at a issue in The Guardian, and apparently Obama was okay with gay marriage, but Axelrod, with his great knowledge of how the black community was not big on homosexuality, basically, from what the article said, from what his book mentioned, supposedly told him it wasn't a good idea to go with it because it might mess up with his Christian black vote. So you're telling me that not only did you not approve gay marriage because you didn't think it was your right as a Christian, but it was a fucking political move. At least we know where Hillary stood. She just didn't fucking like it. At least she was, we can figure that out plain and simple. But to say that now, he used it as a political move, I have no type of respect for that man now. It's fucking ridiculous. And then to have to deal with the fact that, someone who's trying to use an art form to try, there's someone that mentioned, they did this fucking 10 years ago. Now you're getting attacked for it now and then having kicked off, not having to be able to, do an award show because of something in the past. Mm-hmm. It's utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Well, one last thing, Tim. When you get a chance, check out the TED Talk with Eric Bischoff. He lays it down, man, about basically how the media and pro wrestling are basically one and the same. One of his biggest points in the whole conversation, and even your boy Jimmy Dore mentions this in some light, it's not about how much you know. It's not about how much information you have obtained and how smart you are about the political landscape. When you can turn someone's brain off and just make them feel, that's when you have them. And that's how Trump won. He is a fucking WWE Hall of Famer. He knows how that game works. Once you get into the mood and the mode of making people feel more than they fucking think, you've got their vote. And that's what he did, and that's what a lot of politicians do. If you can just think of it like this, like Don Lemonhead and Cuomo as Jim Ross and Larry the King Lawler instead of actual quote-unquote analysts and journalists, it makes sense. Because they don't go out there and fucking actually do any reporting. When the last time you saw their asses in somewhere else outside of the comfort of their own CNN studio? They tell you how they feel. They give you emotion. Sometimes they bullshit about it, and then it pisses you off. Maddow does it. Freaking Ball Tucker Carlson does it. Freaking Alex Jones does it. Jake Uger does it. It's all about emotion. Fuck what you know. If you feel that way, go with it. And they push you in that way. And that's how you end up with situations that we have now, where you have people like Scalia getting shot, and you have assholes like that in Charlottesville running over people because they turn their fucking brains off and they just feel. And so that's all I have for tonight.
All right.
Just want to let that marinate. Good night, Wolfpack.
Hey, man, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. Got to make them feel something. Got to make them feel something. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. Donald Trump is good at tapping into visceral responses, you know, and using any mechanism to do that as well. That's the thing, man. He'll use anything, so very dangerous. Shout out to Buck Bewley, man. Give it up for Buck, man. Super chat. My man Buck. Thanks, Buck. 301-773 is live in the house. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, this is Gary.
Hey, what's up, Gary? What's on your mind, man?
Maryland.
All right. What's going on?
Well,
you all right?
I don't feel that good about the verdict happening in Charlottesville.
Okay. What do you think should have happened?
I think the case was not. He lost because he had a public defender.
Okay. You think so? Okay.
But the Kevin Hart thing, I think you can't judge people what they did 7 years ago, and then you let people do stuff along the way, and you didn't judge them during the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all, Tim. Have a nice weekend.
Oh, you too, brother. Thank you, Gary, for the phone call, man. My brother local, too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, look, G. Check this out, man. Now, if Kevin Hart made these comments on Twitter last week, man, have at it. You know, have at it. Things have changed, right? Between 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9, 10 years ago. Some of these comments go back that far. Like the comedy special in particular, I think is about 10 years ago, like his first one. But keep in mind, like, you know, if he said things today that you disagree with, call him out on it. But he's a comedian, so there's just so much calling out I think people should be doing with comedians to begin with. That's just the way I look at it. If you're a comedian, you're not a politician, you're not a spokesperson for a brand. He was just a comedian. That's all he was when he made him. And if he says, hey, sorry if you guys were offended, it should be left at that. He should not have to lose his career lose everything because of something he said in the past. From doing his job, which is trying to make people laugh. Sometimes you're going to get it right, sometimes you're going to get it wrong. As a person who has been on comedy, has done comedy performances, someone who has done stand-up, someone who does a version of that right now, currently, I could tell you that I freestyle a lot of stuff I say. Like this whole monologue, I had 3 different topics. All I had was basically what the stories were going to be about or what's going on with them. But, it's easy to say something that pisses somebody off. But in my heart, I don't want anybody lives to be ruined. I'm not out here trying to destroy people. And I wish everybody happiness and joy, man. And I think to say that Kevin Hart doesn't feel that way, I think that's lame. I think you know better. I think Kevin Hart, at least to me, he doesn't appear to be a person that's out to destroy lives. I just don't get that from him. And but these people, man, they are out to destroy his life. I don't agree with it. Anyway, 850, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim Black. Hey, this is George Seller from Pensacola.
George, my man.
I'm really glad to... Hey. Yeah, I'm really glad to get through. Yeah, that's a trip I've been holding for a while, and it's weird listening to everybody on the phone.
Right.
Rather than, I don't know, it's funny. But, man, there's so much to talk about. I'm going to try to make it brief, but, from the, what you're talking about with comedians, and one of my favorites of all times is Bill Hicks. I mean, even George Carlin revered him as one of the greatest comedians that have ever lived. And I want to turn your viewers on to him if they haven't heard of him, because he's epic. I mean, he unfortunately died at a young age, but I mean, this guy pushed some freaking boundaries, man. I mean, he's definitely on up there with Richard Pryor. The masters. I mean, he's like a god. But anyway, the thing I wanted to bring up tonight, because somebody had mentioned Kyle Kalinske, and I love his show too, and I saw a really good segment he did on what's going on in France right now, and that just blows me away, because, I mean, what happens in France historically, comes overseas and nobody's talking about it, and so, I really, really love to hear your take on that. I mean, it's interesting because he said, I'm not condoning violence, but that was a violent revolution and it worked, and that sucks because, we don't want to have things go that far, of course. Martin Luther King moved mountains being nonviolent, and that's kind of where we want to be as a society. But when it doesn't work, holy shit, man, it worked in France. What the hell, I mean, that's not good. It is, but it's not, I mean, and I thought I'd see what you thought about all that, because it's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, look, George, man, I appreciate the phone call, man. Thanks for staying on hold long enough to get through, man. I appreciate it. It's kind of a light night as far as phone calls, so I appreciate you, man. So that's why the caller was like, once you team up with Kyle and do something, because Kyle's got a really hot video out right now. He's on a topic that it sounds like he hit it out the park. I'm going to take a look at it over the weekend, man. Like, when I can't, I've been really busy, so I had a great guest yesterday. We did some long-form stuff. I did a lot of editing today. of the long form video we did yesterday because I wanted to actually put it out. I think that criminal justice and prison justice reform are topics that don't get nearly enough coverage. And now that we got this piece of legislation, I wanted to make sure I had a piece of work that was out there that could truly represent and definitely move the conversation forward that people can use sort of like a tool in their toolbox and say, hey, here goes a piece of content on this issue that will give you a breadth of understanding. So I was busy, man. But I'll tell you this. Of course, you know, we want to say violence doesn't solve anything, right? But we say that because we can't win. No, that's what it is. We can't win. The government has such firepower and they use it indiscriminately. I mean, I just covered Fred Hampton and what they did to Fred Hampton. I mean, they busted in this guy's house at 4:30 in the morning and shot him in his bed. They shot him and Mark Clark, Black Panthers, just because they didn't like what they were talking about. We're just going to kill him. That's what we're going to do. They shot over 100 rounds into a house. There was only one other bullet. There was only one return fire, one shot, and that was from, I think, Mark Clark, who was security, was in the living room because he had a gun in his lap when he got shot, and when he died, his finger hit the trigger, and it went up in the sky. The bullet went in the ceiling. They shot 100 bullets, 1969 is when this happened. So, you know, I'm not for violence, but I am for succeeding, and I need to look and see exactly what happened in France. I need to look into it. But my power, I always support the people. Always support the people, no matter who the people are. If their means, if their cause is just and they are oppressed, of course I support them. And if they're being taken advantage of by their government, they try to vote people out. I mean, if there's a saying. What's that saying? You guys know it. If you make democratic means, you know, if you take away the ability for people to control their government lawfully, they're going to choose unlawful ways. I mean, that's what happens. We have a system that's corrupt. We look at what they're finding out in North Carolina, man. Basically, they done rigged that election in North Carolina, just blatantly, just rigged it. Like, screw you people. Screw the voters. We're going to do what we want to do. I mean, this is the level. Not only are they stealing from us, not only are they corrupt and backstabbers, they're doing it and laughing. Now, it's one thing to steal someone's wallet. It's another thing to take their wallet and go, nah, I got your wallet. Look what I got. Blah, 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 blah. You can't do nothing about it. Like, that's crazy. But our government agencies do it to a certain degree. And both political parties and major parties do it every 2 years and every 4 years. Here goes your democracy. I got your democracy. Blah, blah. And they make fun of you. And then when you question it, they say you're kooky. Say you're kooky, crazy. They call you Alex Jones. Well, can you still call us Alex Jones when we got facts? Quiet now, huh? Quiet. But anyway, thank you, caller, for calling in and bringing up those topics. I appreciate it. Thank you, George. Pensacola, I think he says, from Pensacola. I got a 343 number in the queue. 343, you're live on Freedom Friday. Hey.
How you doing, Tim? How's it hanging there in Maryland? How you doing?
It's good, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. Surviving the coldness. It's like minus 18 here in Canada, here in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. I just want to say congratulations on the new addition to your family, and hopefully your holiday season will bring happiness and joy to you and your family. Now, I know that you have issues with police brutality, same here in Canada as we do there in the United States, since I'm a big Black Lives Matter supporter as a white man myself. And people on my friends list like to defend cops all the time and say, well, Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. I'm just like, no, it's not. If you believe in the Colin Kaepernick movement, then you're doing a good thing to helping out, make it in the forefront of all the people that understand what police brutality is. And I was thinking, since Colin Kaepernick did get blackballed again this week by the Washington Redskins, I was thinking maybe Colin Kaepernick could play in the CFL instead of the NFL. The CFL is much more accepting of different cultures, of different political beliefs, and we need some good quality people to play in the CFL next season, so wouldn't that be a good idea? Now, as in response to populism in the United States, we have our own populist here in Ontario. As I said, the Ontario, with 40% of power, decided to elect Doug Ford. Now, here's the situation at hand. The previous leader, Patrick Brown, was accused by women of being sexually manipulated or groped or whatever. So it was a status coup against the leader of the PC party to get him out of office. Now, here's the thing that correlates with Trump. Because with utilizing the Me Too movement, Doug Ford was elected the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party, which is stupid. It doesn't even exist. But in a sense of that correlation, that elevated Doug Ford to be the Premier of Ontario, to be the next Prime Minister of Canada, which would make it horrible for us Canadians, since you guys are already dealing with Trump as a fake populist candidate. So what is your stance in the entire situation of handling with populism and trying to deal with the left? Our left is fractured into three parties, the NDP, the Liberals, and the Greens. So and when it comes to federal-wise, it's a little different here in Canada, since the right is fractured too, with the Libertarian Party, Maxime Bernier, and Alex Scheer as the other one. So anyways, have yourself a good one and have a good weekend. Stay out of the cold and don't freeze your Winnebago. Waka, waka, waka. Have a good one.
Lord have mercy. All right, Pat. Get up, Pat. Pat had like 18 topics, man. What's up, man? You had 18 different topics, Pat. I don't even know what you would. Hey, man, I don't know what you were talking about. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know what you were talking about, but I respect your right to talk about it. Now, I will say, man, that about Kaepernick, he should be playing. Period. He should be playing ball right now for some team, either as a starter or a backup. Come on, give it a break. I know a couple people were like, Tim, man, he really wasn't that good in San Francisco towards the end there. And I'm like, okay, but there are people playing now that were waiting tables. There are people playing now who are horrible. Like, Kaepernick should have a job in the NFL. Just admit it. I'll admit Kaepernick was no Wayne Brady. If you admit that Kaepernick is good enough to play in the NFL. All right? There we go. There goes us agreeing to have a meeting of the minds. You don't blow smoke up my ass, I won't blow any up yours. Okay? And we'll just keep it 100. All right. So, yeah. I think that's it. I think that's everybody so far. But look, guys, that's the way I see it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I appreciate everybody who phoned in tonight. Once again, guys, go to YouTube and find the new videos. Check this out, guys. What we're trying to do is we're trying to expand our show to include different topics and different areas. So sharing our content is of major importance. I made a couple of posts to my people on YouTube, Tim Black's Wolfpack, and as well my people on Patreon as well. I want to thank you guys for being supportive of the show, for keeping it alive, because, it can't go away if we don't You know, it's not impossible. We're not impenetrable. And hopefully we can keep going. I've been at this 5-6 years now. Hopefully we can keep it going. I want to give a big shout out to Nina Turner. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to the incomparable Nina Turner. And thank you for all you do, sister. We appreciate you. We respect you. And we hope that you're considering running in 2020. Hope that's on your radar, because good people are hard to find, and you are good people. You are strong people. You are a leader. And that's what's needed. Right, guys? We need more leaders. We need more leaders. So, there we go. My 202 number back in the queue? Let me try this again. Hey, 202, you're live on Freedom Friday. Did you have a comment? I don't think my 202 number is calling up. You know, what they need on Blog Talk is they need a way for me to know when people are just calling in to hear the show. Because I had people who drove cars, or who did Uber. I had people who did you know, they have CDL licenses and they drive tractor trailers, and they would call up to the show and just listen on their car, listen on their radio as they drove. So it kind of kept them awake. So look, sometimes you need that. You need somebody talking to you in a conversational manner. You don't know what they're going to say next, because music can put you to sleep, but someone who changes topics and changes their conversation up, that could keep you awake. So take us with you when you go on the road. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right? All right. All right, guys. I want to give another shout out to Teslin Figueroa, Charlie Peach, Lewis Reed, Cut 50, Van Jones. Those people are a part of that organization. Jessica Sloan Jackson, or Jackson Sloan, the founder of the co-founders of that organization. Give it up for them. Give it up for Mitch McConnell. Look, Mitch McConnell is standing between prison reform right now, right? Look, I'm upset with people who think just because we have Republicans in the White House and Republicans controlling the Senate that we should try to get something done in this country that helps poor people. We should. There's no excuse. Like, I don't think that if you're suffering right now, you don't want to hear somebody say, well, let's just wait. We can wait 2 more years. Maybe we'll win and be able to help you. Now, people need help now. So just because you may feel like, I don't want to support a bill that Trump endorsed, like, that's crazy. If it helps the people that you care about, the people who need help, you support it. It's not about who came up with it. It's not about who endorses it. It's about what it does. And I know, guys, it doesn't do everything. Doesn't do it all. It doesn't do everything we wanted to do. But who says it can't be improved on? Who says we can't take it and make even bigger steps or better steps later? I just think we got to do certain things as soon as possible. And cutting our prison industrial complex, cutting down the number of people in our criminal justice system or injustice system, I think that's of primary importance. That's what I think. I don't know what you guys think. That's what I think.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
All right, tune into the show. For more information, go to Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Hit me up there. Find me on Instagram at Tim Black at Night, because that's usually when I do my shows. Don't forget to get my Tim Black coffee. Tim Black Coffee. If you are a content creator, get captions on your videos. I got a link below for rev.com. Use my link, help the show, because captions help. People like captions. Sometimes they get distracting, though, don't they? Oh, on a side note, guys, F is for Family. F is for Family is a Netflix cartoon by Bill Burr, a comedian who I like a lot. I like Bill Burr. I think Bill Burr is very funny. And I think his show's very funny. And no, I'm not getting paid to promote it. I'm just telling you. I think that show's pretty funny. It's on Netflix. F is for family. And that's all I got, guys. All right. Have a great weekend. Spend it with people that you love. Stay out of drama. Don't argue with people. What do you do instead? You sprinkle some facts on them and get out of there, right? Sprinkle some facts on them. And never, ever let anyone take your cornbread. All right? All right. I'll see you soon. Please become a member of this show. This show is funded by viewers, not by people trying to skewer us. Not by the politicians or the corporations, but by people who give a damn. So, become one of those people. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Find me on PayPal. Find me on YouTube. Same deal. I got the best fans, man. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to JustinForm.com and Suzanne Murphy and the whole Truth Bomb squad. That's right. And I'll see you guys on the next one.